Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss schizophrenia. As you all may be knowing that we are going through the chapter that is psychotic disorder. In that last lecture we had a discussion on depression. Today we are going to discuss schizophrenia and myself Dinesh Dangar. While coming to the schizophrenia, it is a kind of mental disorder, right? It is a kind of mental disorder involving the major disturbances in individuals thought, right? જ્યારે આપણે સિઝોફેનિયાની વાત કરતા હોઈએ તો સિઝોફેનિયા એક મેન્ટલ ડિસઓર્ડર છે કે જેમની અંદર મહત્ત્વની જે વસ્તુ શું છે દેટ ઇઝ ચેન્જ ઇન ધ વે દે યુઝ ટુ થોટ ઓર દે થિંકિંગ ઓર ધી પરસેપ્શન અબાઉટ એનીથિંગ, રાઈટ? કોઈ પણ વસ્તુ જે છે તો એમના કેસની અંદર એ વસ્તુનું જે મિસકન્સેપ્શન જે થતું હોય છે, રાઈટ, અથવા તો મિસઇન્ટરપ્રિટેશન જે થતું હોય છે તો એમના કેસની અંદર જે ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ છે દેટ ઇઝ વિથ દેટ કેન બી સીન ઇન સિઝોફેનિયા. હિયર ઇટ ઇઝ એ કાઇન્ડ ઓફ થોટ ડિસઓર્ડર. થોટ એટલા માટે આપણે કન્સિડર કરીએ છીએ કે અહીંયા જે વિચારો જે છે વ્યક્તિને એમ એ વધારે પ્રભાવશાળી જોવા મળતા હોય છે. And the disorder is characterized by a divorcement from reality in the mind of the person, અથવા તો psychosis. See, here person will have a kind of condition in which he may be isolated, or he may have a kind of a rigid structure around it with certain kinds of thoughts which may not allow him or her to properly adjust with the family or the society, with keeping certain distance with them. And they may have delusions and hallucinations, right? And that because of the delusion, the false beliefs and the hallucinations or the hallucinations, that is what we can say, like person used to feel that he or she can hear something, or they can see something that may not be again really available, or in reality he may not be existing. બરાબર. તો અહીંયાના કેસની અંદર જે ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ વસ્તુ દેટ ઇઝ વોટ ઇઝ ધી there will be a visual and the auditory hallucinations and the delusions, right, with intense suspicion. વ્યક્તિ શંકાશીલ હોય છે કોઈ પણ એક વસ્તુ, કોઈ પણ એક નોર્મલ એક્ટિવિટી કેરી આઉટ કરવામાં આવતી હોય છે તો એ કેસની અંદર પણ એમનું જે થિંકિંગ એના માટેનું જે છે દેટ ઇઝ વોટ ઇઝ ધી કોગ્નિશન. કોગ્નિશન જે છે તમે કહી શકો કોઈ પણ વસ્તુ માટેનું નોલેજ ઇમ્પાર્ટ કરવું છે, અથવા તો કોઈ પણ વસ્તુને ઇન્ટરપ્રેટ કરવી છે, ધ વે દે યુઝ ટુ થિંક, બરાબર, અગેન એના થિંકિંગ એબિલિટી ઉપર ડિપેન્ડ કરતું હોય છે. તો એ કોગ્નિટિવ ઇમ્પેરમેન્ટ એમની અંદર જોવા મળશે. Again, they may have a feeling of persecution or control by the external forces, અથવા જેને આપણે પેરાનોઇયા કહીએ છીએ. આ કેસની અંદર વ્યક્તિ પોતે એવું વિચારતો હોય છે લાઈક હી ઓર સી ઇઝ ગેટિંગ ડ્રીવન બાય અધર પર્સન્સ, રાઈટ? બીજું કોઈ જે છે એ એમના ઉપર લાઈક જાદુ ટોણા જેમને કહેવામાં આવે છે, તો એ એમના ઉપર ઇન્ફ્લુએન્સીસ એમના જોવા મળે છે. તો એ જે અથવા તો બીજી કોઈ વ્યક્તિ જે છે એવું માનતા હોય છે કે ભાઈ એ મને ડ્રાઈવ કરે છે, તો એમનો મારા ઉપર કંટ્રોલ જોવા મળે છે, રાઈટ? તો આ ટાઈપની એક ફિલિંગ જે છે પેરાનોઇયા જોવા મળતી હોય છે. વિથ ડીપર્સનલાઇઝેશન and there is attachment of excessive personal significance to daily events called ideas of reference. બરાબર, જે ડેઇલી ઇવેન્ટ્સ જે થતી હોય છે તો એમના કેસની અંદર જે રૂટીન એક્ટિવિટી પરફોર્મ કરતા હોય છે એમના કેસીસની અંદર પણ એમનું જે છે એ એમને પોતાની સાથે જે છે એ રિલેટ કરતા હોય છે. તો એવી ટ્રાય કરતા હોય છે કે એમની સાથે રિલેટ એમના રિલેશનની અંદર એ જોવા મળે છે, તો એમની સાથે જ આવું થતું હોય છે. તો આ ટાઈપનો એક આઈડિયાઝ ઓફ રેફરન્સ જે છે એમની અંદર જોવા મળતું હોય છે. We can call it as dissociative identity disorder. We can call it dissociative identity disorder, and the next we can call even multiple personality disorder, or we can call split personality disorder, right? અહીંયા તમે એને સ્પ્લિટ પર્સનાલિટી પણ કહી શકો. વ્યક્તિ એક ફેઝમાંથી સેકન્ડની અંદર ડ્રીવન થતું હોય છે, અથવા તો ફેઝ ટુ ફેઝની અંદર એ વેરી થતું હોય છે. એક ફેઝમાંથી સેકન્ડ અને સેકન્ડમાંથી અગેન પ્રીવિયસ વનની અંદર એ શું થતું હોય છે તો કે ટ્રાન્સફર થતું હોય છે. Okay. While coming to the onset, generally in cases of children, or we can consider the age like 20 years of the age. This is the most like this age that we can consider that they are more prone to develop it, early 20s, right? While coming to the genetic predisposition or the family incidences, we can say that in many cases, that is again we can consider like family history, right? If the presence of family history increases, then they are more prone to develop it, or they may get affected with schizophrenia. But if there is no any family history of schizophrenia in a family, then the chances of developing it are very less than we can say like almost 1% or less than 1%. However, that risk rises to 10% if a parent was diagnosed. Okay, ફેમિલીમાં કોઈને જોવા મળે છે તો એ કેસની અંદર વધારે ચાન્સીસ છે that is what is 10%. But if nobody is having or diagnosed with schizophrenia, in that case is the numbers can be less than 1%. Even it involves multiple genes which can further act as a cause for the development of schizophrenia or schizophrenia, right? And again, there is no single gene responsible for the development of schizophrenia, right? Yeah, there will be multiple gene involvement in the development of schizophrenia. And we can say like afflicts most probably 1% of the population worldwide. Worldwide આપણે consider કરીએ છીએ 1% people they may get affected with the schizophrenia, and they may or may not be present with anatomical changes. ઘણી વખત એવું બનતું હોય છે કે જે anatomical changes જે જોવા મળતા હોય છે એ it can be or it cannot be seen with the progressing schizophrenia. While coming to the epidemiology, it is a universal disease and found in all countries at all times. We can consider the numbers of most probably 15 to 20 per 1 lakh cases per year, right? They are or the way it progresses. Next is the while coming to the prevalences, most probably 0.5 to 1%. Considering the normal risk to develop for the development of it, that is 0.7 to 1.3%. The age criteria will remain for in between 15 to 45 years of age, where in cases of men it may be seen during the ages of 15 to 24 as compared to the women, where they used to have it or develop it within 25 to 34 year of the age. Okay, next point, that is the causes. While considering the cause, first thing, that is the vulnerability model, or we can call like stress induced, right? In this cases, stress may have a major factor, or there will be a stress associated signaling cascades that can be seen. And where in cases of stress, the major factor, that is those oxidative stresses, and in that case again there will be involvement of microglial cells which covers up the all those neurons, right? Next is the development model, that is what is the adverse effects that can be seen with the neuron. In cases of ecological model, we can consider certain external factors like environment. Next, we can consider genetic model, where siblings are more prone to develop it. If one out of 2, 3, or 4 siblings, if he or she develops schizophrenia, in that cases there are higher chances that the remaining one may have chances to develop schizophrenia. Next is the transmitter abnormality model, that is dopamine theory, that we will discuss during the pathogenesis of it. And there are even certain other factors which can cause schizophrenia. So overall, we may have they may have a family history. Next is the chemical imbalance in the brain, that is the transmitter abnormality model. Next is the genes and the certain environmental factors like we can consider into it, that is exposure to specific viruses. And it may happen that there might be a malnutrition before birth, and it may happen that there might be any kind of problems that may occur during the birth, and certain psychosocial factors with drug induced schizophrenia. There are certain drugs like marijuana. Next is LSD, lysergic acid derivatives, right? They are known to cause relapses of the schizophrenia, right? Remember, this is the relapse of schizophrenia. Next is the symptoms of psychosis. See, while considering the symptoms, the major important thing, that is the there will be an impairment in cognitive symptoms. As I mentioned earlier, cognitive impairment. જો કોઈ પણ વ્યક્તિ જે છે એમના કેસની અંદર જે કોગ્નિશન પાવર એટલે કે કોઈ પણ વસ્તુ માટેનું નોલેજ ઇમ્પાર્ટ કરવું છે અથવા તો એમના જે ડેટા જે છે એમના 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 ડેટાને બ્રેઇનની અંદર ગેધર કરીને એમનું ફર્ધર પ્રોસેસિંગ જે છે આ બધા કેસની અંદર જે છે દેટ ઇઝ વોટ ઇઝ ધી કોગ્નેટિવ ફંક્શન કે જે બ્રેઇન છે એ કરતું હોય છે, રાઈટ. તો અહીંયા જે છે મેજરલી શું જોવા મળશે તો કે કોગ્નેટિવ ઇમ્પેરમેન્ટ જોવા મળે છે. એમના કારણે શું થશે? પ્રોબ્લેમ્સ રિપ્રેઝેન્ટિંગ એન્ડ મેન્ટેનિંગ ગોલ્સ. વ્યક્તિએ સપોઝ કે ગોલ સેટ કરેલો, ઇવન સિમ્પલ ગોલ્સના કેસની અંદર તમે કન્સિડર કરી શકો ધેર રૂટીન લાઈફ ઓર ધેર રૂટીન પ્રોસેસ તે યુઝ ટુ ફોલો, રાઈટ. તો અગેન એમની અંદર પણ ડિસ્ટર્બન્સ જોવા મળશે, તો એમને જનરલી મેન્ટેન કરી શકતા નથી. ધેર માઇટ બી પ્રોબ્લેમ્સ ઇન અલોકેટિંગ ધી અટેન્શનલ રિસોર્સિસ, બરાબર. અટેન્શન રિસોર્સિસની અંદર પણ ડિફિકલ્ટી થશે. they may have a problem in focusing on attention or the focusing of attention. કોઈ વસ્તુ ઉપર ધ્યાન આપી શકતા નથી, સસ્ટેન નથી કરી શકતા અગેન એટેન્શન. નેક્સ્ટ ઇઝ જે કોઈ વસ્તુ ઇવોલ્યુશન પેરામીટર્સ એમની અંદર હોવા જોઈએ એ વસ્તુને ઇવેલ્યુએટ કરી શકતા નથી પ્રોપરલી, અથવા તો એ મિસકન્સેપ્શન એમની અંદર જોવા મળતું હોય છે. નેક્સ્ટ ઇઝ they may have a problems in monitoring the performance and the problems in prioritizing, right. પ્રાયોરિટી જો શું છે વર્કની અંદર અથવા તો કોઈ પણ XYZ સિચ્યુએશન્સની અંદર તો એમની અંદર એ ફોકસ કરી શકતા નથી. they may have a modulated behavior based upon the social clues. એમનું જે બિહેવિયર જે છે અગેન ચેન્જ થતું હોય છે. they may have a problems with serial learning. Next in case is impaired verbal fluency and difficulty with the problem solvings. So these are all the symptoms of psychosis or the schizophrenia. Okay, next is the diagnostic process. How exactly one can diagnose the disease? See, in this case of diagnosis, the major important parameter that is history. While taking down the history, again one more thing that is mental status of the patient while examining or the going with the patient counseling. Okay, so here the major important one or the common one, that is the history and the mental status examination. Here there are certain physical and lab exams even can be ruled out with the or out for psychotic disorders due to a medical condition and the substance induced psychosis. Certain imaging techniques even can be used, like CT scan can be performed, MRI, that is magnetic resonance imaging, can be performed, PET, that is PET, positron emission tomography can be performed, which could helpful in further diagnosis of it or the severity of the disease. There are currently no reliable biomarkers for diagnosis or the severity. Till now we do not have a single established mechanism on which mechanism it follows, it progresses further the disease and further the diagnostic technique. So there are range of techniques or there are range of processes that can be performed, but the important one, that is the mental status of the patient. Okay, next is we'll go ahead with the types of schizophrenia. There are 5 different types of schizophrenia. Actually it depends, or the specific types are given according to the condition of the patient, right, and the way the symptoms appear. First thing, that is catatonic. In this case patient may not have a movement or little movement, and person may be in vegetative state where he or she cannot move, and he or she will be in a complete bed rest. Next one, that is the disorganized manner or the disorganized schizophrenia. This is the common archetype of the schizophrenia with disorganized thinking. બરાબર, જે એમનું જે thinking જે છે એ disorganized, કોઈ organized manner જે હોવી જોઈએ એમની અંદર નથી જોવા મળતું. They may have a flat effect in cases, many cases કે જે એમના જે responses હોય છે flat હોય છે, right. નો વધારે પડતા સેડ પણ નથી હોતા અથવા તો વધારે હેપી પણ જોવા મળતા નથી, એટલે કે એક ટાઈપની ફ્લેટ ઇફેક્ટ જે છે એ જોવા મળતી હોય છે. And they may have inappropriate emotions or the behavior. In many cases it is observed that patient may have a phase of crying. In many cases he or she may undergo laughing continuously for some hours or some minutes, right. So these kinds of unexpected emotional changes or emotional behavior can be seen in disorganized schizophrenia. Next one, that is paranoid. That is the common again type of the schizophrenia with the delusions. Delusion જે હમણાં જ વાત કરી શું છે તો કે ફોલ્સ બિલીફ, એ જે એમની જે ખોટી માન્યતાઓ જે હોય છે એમની અંદર બિલીફ એમની અંદર માનતા હોય છે, દેટ ઇઝ ડેલુઝન્સ. હેલુઝિનેશન્સના કેસની અંદર તમે કન્સિડર કરી શકો, એ એવું કહેતા હોય છે તો પેશન્ટ એવું ફીલ કરે છે લાઈક હી ઓર સી કેન હિયર ઓર સી દેટ ઇઝ અગેન નોટ વિઝિબલ ફોર ધી નોર્મલ ઇન્ડિવિડ્યુઅલ્સ. બરાબર, એમને એવું લાગતું હોય છે કે ભાઈ મને જે વસ્તુ દેખાય છે અથવા તો આ વસ્તુ દેખાય છે, આવું સંભળાતું હોય છે અથવા તો સંભળાય છે, બટ હકીકતમાં એવી કોઈ વસ્તુ રિયાલિટીમાં એક્ઝિસ્ટ થતી નથી અથવા તો રિયલ નથી હોતી. And they may have a false beliefs of grandeur. Next one, that is the fourth type, that is the residual schizophrenia. It is long-term schizophrenia. Remember, in cases of MCQ they can ask which one is long-term schizophrenia. So it is residual. Residual schizophrenia is a long-term schizophrenia where generally most symptoms will be disappeared. Only remaining thing will be those negative symptoms. That is what is the distractions from the normal behavior, and often remain such as the flat effect or a refusal to talk. He or she may not be interested in much talk with even their family members or the any individual one. Last type of schizophrenia, that is undifferentiated. See, the name indicates it is undifferentiated. If જો ઉપરના જે ચાર જે છે એમની અંદર ક્યાંય આપણે એને ડિફરન્શિએટ કરી શકતા નથી, that is what the does not fit in any one of the above categories because the patient suffers from symptoms of multiple types. બરાબર, એકમાંથી બીજામાં મૂવ થતા હોય છે તો માઇગ્રેટ થતા હોય છે, એમના કારણે આપણે એને અનડિફરન્શિએટેડ સિઝોફ્રેનિયા તરીકે ઓળખીએ છીએ. Okay. And while coming to the pathogenesis or the pathophysiology, we can consider that it is characterized by certain several structural and the functional abnormalities in the brains of the schizophrenic patients. Like what kinds of abnormalities or the anatomical changes that can be observed in patients of schizophrenia? First thing, enlargement of or enlarged cerebral ventricles. જે cerebral ventricles જે છે એમનું enlargement થયેલું હશે, એમનું જે કોર્ટિકલ લેયર્સ જે છે એમની અંદર એટ્રોપી જોવા મળે છે, that means એમના જે સેલ્સ છે એમની અંદર એટ્રોફી જોવા મળશે. and the reduced volume of the basal ganglia, જે basal ganglia નું જે માસ જે છે એમની અંદર રિડક્શન થયેલું જોવા મળશે. Okay. While coming to the pathogenesis, we have three different theories. First theory, that is the neurotransmitter theory. In that three, that is dopamine, glutamate and the serotonin. See, while coming to these three, dopamine, it is basically inhibitory in nature. So while coming to the dopamine, we know how exactly it is synthesized. But for that again we need phenylalanine, tyrosine. Next is it will get converted into the dopa. Next is dopamine. Next is the epinephrine and the norepinephrine. So in this case there will be a deficiency of the dopamine, and for in particular segment or in particular regions of the brain. So while coming to the specific pathways, in cases of mesolimbic pathway, the activity of dopamine will be exaggerated or hyperactivity can be seen. Whereas in the cases of mesocortical pathway, there will be a hypofunctioning of it. તો એક રિઝનની અંદર એમનું લેવલ વધારે હોય છે, સેકન્ડની અંદર ઓછું હોય છે. કહેવાનો મતલબ અહીંયા શું જોવા મળશે તો કે જે ડિસફંક્શનિંગ ઓફ ન્યુરોટ્રાન્સમિશન જે છે એ જોવા મળશે. નેક્સ્ટ ઇઝ અગેન ગ્લુટામેટ. ગ્લુટામેટના કેસની અંદર એન મિથાઇલ ડીએસ્પાર્ટેટ, રાઈટ, એનએમડીએ જે છે એમના કેસની અંદર એમની ઇફેક્ટ એમનું જે છે એ હાઇપોફંક્શનિંગ જોવા મળશે એનએમડીએ રિસેપ્ટર માટે. Next is the role of the serotonin. While considering the serotonin, again there will be a dysfunctioning in dopamine release. So we can say that the major rule for or behind the development of pathogenesis of schizophrenia, that is one is anatomical abnormality in many regions, like even we can consider that gray matter. In cases of gray matter reductions and certain irregularities of the white matter have been found across many brain areas and the many pathways. And the decrease of gray matter further progresses with the period of illness, and particularly in case of temporal lobe, and it seems to be related with the antipsychotic treatment. Okay, here it is shown in flow chart. As you can see that one thing, the major one, that is the genetic predisposition, which causes the neurodevelopment abnormalities. Other than this, we can consider certain environmental factors with utero infection or the obstruction injury, even with a certain social adversity and the life stress, or we can say that oxidative stress. We can consider it further leads to have cognitive and the social impairment. એમના કારણે cognitive અને social impairment જોવા મળશે. વ્યક્તિ જે છે એમનું socially detachment જોવા મળશે, અલગ પડશે. Next, he or she may have their own what we can say, like a boundary of imagining or the thinking or the thoughts, and in that only they used to have their perception or the cognitive behavior. Even there are certain neurological soft signs, right, which can further causes the biochemical abnormalities, that is with dopamine and 5-hydroxytryptamine or the serotonin, which could lead to schizophrenia. Okay, next point, that is management. While coming to the management, mode of action of antipsychotic drugs, they are important. While considering management, we will consider first thing, that is the mode of action, the way it acts, right? So in this case, again, it is important parameter. Next is again, that is what mode of action, that means here we will consider the way it used to act or their mechanism of action. Next is the rationale for use of drug. We should have a specific rationale for the theory or the medicines what we are prescribing. Next is we can have a drug selection and the dose, જે drug select કરવામાં આવે છે અને એમનો dose select કરવામાં આવે છે. Next is polypharmacy. See, in case of, again, this is a new word for I think all of you, that is polypharmacy. That polypharmacy includes the concomitant or the concurrent use of the medicines with many older patients, right? ઘણા બધા older patients હોય છે, તો એમના કેસની અંદર એ જે શું કરશે, તો કે કન્ટિન્યુઅસ મેડિસિન્સ જે છે એ કેરી આઉટ કરતા હોય છે, તો કોન્કરન્ટ જે છે એ યુઝ એમની અંદર જોવા. Okay, so here in cases of polypharmacy, patient may have a concurrent use of medicines. Once if it is stopped, or after that also they used to have it, and generally older age ની અંદર એ જોવા મળતું હોય છે. It may be a kind of their psychological dependence on the medicines. Next, we can consider certain neuroleptic equivalences, right? The change જે થતું હોય છે એમના કેસની અંદર. Next, we can go ahead with the certain augmentation strategies which could augment the the status of the patient. And there are certain long acting formulations which can be used in cases of mostly the cases where schizophrenia may be continued for many years. In that case, those longer acting drugs or the agents can be used. Okay. Next is antipsychotic drugs, or we can call it as neuroleptics. So these are the agents which are used to treat psychosis or the schizophrenia that can be used. So these are the drugs having a salutary therapeutic effect in the psychosis. While coming to the classification, what we have phenothiazines, in that specific aliphatic side chain reactions or the aliphatic side chain molecules like chlorpromazine and triflupromazine. Next one, that is piperidine derivatives like thioridazine. Next, piperazine side chains that is trifluoperazine and the flufenazine. In cases of second category, that is butyrophenones, and that it includes haloperidol, trifluperidol and penfluridol. Third category, that is thioxanthanes, that is flupantixol. And the fourth category, that is certain other heterocyclics that are used in treatment of psychosis like pimozide and the loxapine. Fifth category into it, that is atypical antipsychotic agents, and nowadays it is generally used in the treatment of psychosis like clozapine, risperidone, olanzapine, quetiapine, aripiprazole and the ziprasidone, right? So this is the classification or the treatment option available with medicines or the different medicines that can be used to treat psychosis or the schizophrenia. And don't need to remember, these are all categories. If you remember 4 5 6 drugs out of it, that will be enough for the exam point of view. Okay, I will finish it with this specific conclusion. And before going to conclusion, we will summarize that what we have discussed already, right? So we have started with the the definition or the introduction. What is schizophrenia? A kind of mental disorder which further involves the abnormal social behavior, and we can say like there will be a failure to differentiate between the reality and the false beliefs, right? And again, there are certain characteristics that can be seen, like hallucinations or even delusions can be seen, and other cognitive difficulties can be observed with the patients of the schizophrenia. And generally it can occur within or up to the 60 to 30 year of the age. And we can say like worldwide almost 1% population will be affected with the schizophrenia. Next we had gone through the their symptoms. Next is the causes of it. In cases of the causes, the major one, that is family history, and there will be some chemical imbalances in the brain. There might be a genetic involvement. Again, in cases of genetic, always a multiple involvement of gene can be seen. Next is there are certain environmental factors, like we can consider viruses, or it might be because of the malnutrition before the birth. There will be a problems during the birth, or the psychosocial factors. And even the last cause, that is the drug induced schizophrenia. And next we have a discussion on the symptoms. Next is the pathogenesis. In case of pathogenesis, the three things. First thing, that is the anatomical abnormalities that can be observed, where it involves the gray matter as well as the white matter of the brain, with the regions like mesocortical pathway and the limbic pathway. Next, we can consider the dysfunctioning of the neurotransmission. Like while considering it, we may have a focus on dopamine. Next is the serotonin, right? And the any other the major neurotransmitter deficiency of it. So here at the end, while considering the conclusion, if you talk to God, right, you are praying. If God talks to you, you have schizophrenia. Try to understand this word. Thank you very much.